everybody, for tuning in. My name is Law Nation, LAW Nation. As we begin to talk a little bit about this team, we do know that there's a lot of peaks, there's a lot of valleys in life. And especially when you think about the Dallas Cowboys, everybody love to talk about us, right? That's just the nature and the flow of it. I'm going to at least stay here until the top of the hour. My thing is, as I look back at film, I kind of looked at the defensive film first and try to get a beat of what all is in the workings of a defensive side of the ball. I think that defense is number one as it relates to winning the championship. You always want to look at the defensive side of the ball. If you have good defenses, I think that you have a better chance in winning the Super Bowl, winning games, dominating your opponent. It's just defense, man. And I think that's what we've been lacking over many of years. The defensive philosophy of punching people in the mouth, hitting people hard, playing in your right assignment. It's a lot of disciplinary with defense. And I think that over a course of years, that this particular team forgotten about defense, forgotten about even though we won in the early '90s or what have you, is more so to do with defense, right? Can anybody disagree? Can anybody say, okay, nah, this defense, but they didn't get a lot of respect out of the defensive side of the ball. We always talk about the triplets. We always talk about the greats as it relates to that. And maybe you sprinkle in a Charles Haley. Russell Maryland is forgotten. Russell Maryland is one of those things, whereas when you think of him, he's forgotten. He like people don't even remember him. They be like, nah, who? Who? Especially to some of the younger Cowboy fans out here, they would really forget about him. And it goes to show you that when you look at the defensive front four, the news about shopping the three guys is on the defensive side of the ball, right? Everson Griffin, he's one of the guys that they talking about shopping. Oh, Poe, they talking about shopping him, and as well as the Whirlies of the worlds, right? Why are they trying to get rid of the defensive guys? Because they no good, Law, right? They probably be one of the ones that's talking and bumping their gums to Jane, right? Nevertheless, I think that right now the value of those guys are very diminutive, very little. Shout out to you, Eric, man. Really appreciate you for tuning in. Let me put your name up here, man. Really appreciate you. Shout out to RC Cowboys, Hendricks, man. Really appreciate you as well. You got to get your avatar, man. When I put you up here, man, just find any avatar. Old Cowboy star. You can put Jimmy Johnson there. Somebody, AJ, what's good, man? Thank you for tuning in. Jim Tom Sula. Yeah. I like Jim Tom Sula demeanor. Doesn't give him a praises of whether or not Chuck, what's good, fam? What's good with you? Law, the only way I wake this team up is out of the blue. Cut a major MFer. You know what I'm saying? On defense. Lawrence, no matter how much dead money, put fear on these, poo nannies that's out here. It is late so I can show it, right? And people need to go to bed, right? Jimmy Lopez, what's up? So my thing is this right here. Yeah, I did say poo nanny. But my thing is right here, Cowboy Nation, is this. Jim Tom Sula, he is aggressive demeanor type of guy, right? He do bring that to the table. He does bring that type of funk. But my thing is, yes, it would take more than a couple of days to get this defense down and packed. So if they do slide to a situation where they say, okay, finally, we get rid of, dare I say, a Mike Nolan, and we simplify it all the way to like it was X's and O's, like tic-tac-toes, we simplified to that degree, and you still see the same warts, you still see the same issues, then, it's the players. And when I look at the film and I look at the tape, I can see it's the players. They really not playing through the echoes of the whistle. They're not coming down and filling the A gap. They're not covering out in space. Whoever have the out flats, they're not covering. They're not chasing. They're not hitting. And I saw a crazy wonky stat out there. I can't even talk tonight. Of Jalen Smith. He's leading. Shout out to you, Natasha. Appreciate you. She says she's hollering. I already know what you. I already know what you're laughing about. My thing is this right here. When we look at that side of the coin, And we say to ourselves, come on, man. Is there a way? Is there a chance? Is there an opportunity that we can get some people out here to really look at Jalen Smith's leg? Because yes, he's leading in tackles and these sorts of things. Well, newsflash. If you're the linebacker and your front four is poor and trash and not doing a lot, then you the first person that beats the person that's going to run the ball. Now, I'm not discrediting him 1,000%, but what I'm saying is that they need to get him up out of that middle. They do. They do. If I'm the coach, I'm looking at it, I'm looking at Jerry, and I'm saying, hey, I love the story. It's a beautiful story. It's a wonderful story, by the way. But we just going to have to send his brother. And then what they got to do to the Joneses, they got to start creating templates like a proposals basically and propose the reason why they got to do certain things with certain players, because that's what you got to do with people who think they know football but don't know football but end up getting in this position to be in power of football. And this is not me taking a jab at the Joneses, but this is just me being real with everybody. So-called, what's up with your so-called? Saving the season wouldn't mean playoff, then what we would get bounced. I don't know. I just look at it like this, man. Anything can shake. Anything can shake once you get into the playoffs. You know, Eric Mack says tales of old as time. You know. Tell as old as time. Right. I feel what you're saying. But anything can happen. With the show of hands in 2007, who out of their right mind knew that the Giants would win the Super Bowl? Let's be real with it. With the show of hands, shout out to you, man. Who in 2007 saw that the Giants was going to win the Super Bowl? And I'm not calling this team the Giants by far. I'm not saying that by any chance. But nobody will say, unless you're a Giants fan, say, yeah, that team is going to win the Super Bowl. Remember, mid-season, they was talking about firing the coach there. What's his name? Tom Coughlin. You know, they're talking about, hey, let's get rid of him. Let's fire him. Let's shove him off, you know. But something sparked in them. Something happened. Something flat out happened. Now, we don't have like a legendary coach like him. Now, I'm not saying that Mike McCarthy can't pull resources like Coughlin, but I will say, I hope I'm saying the man's name right, Coach Tom. And what I'm saying is that anything can happen once you get into the dance. But I think that year they played the Patriots, the last game of the season. They lost by 1.5 or something like that. They lost by a few points. Oh, oh, Sheila. Shout out to you, Sheila. Appreciate you for joining in tonight. So my thing is anything can shake. So that's why I'm saying these guys are all professionals. And we get a Woozier back. We get such and such back. Now, I'm not going to fall on a situation and say, okay, I'm Stephen Jones Jr. over here selling you optimism, saying, hey, we like our guys. In order for this thing to happen, maybe you got to shake this thing up enough to go out there and get a nice acquisition, right? Ben DiNucci, he can be this guy that all of a sudden everything, the bells and whistles click on for him. Who knows? I'm not trying to be the Debbie Downer, but I'm not even sure we could beat the Jets at this point. We might as well tank. This is from A10. Well, hey, shout out to you. Shout out to the dog too, man. Love the dog, man. That's one of them dogs off of Friday, right? What's the name of that dog? Y'all help me out. What's the breed of that dog? I need to give me one of those. You know? Yeah, yeah. I know he got his ears behind his head, though. I like that dog, though. That's a good dog you got right there, A10. Tank for Trevor Lawrence. This is from Isaac Hayes. What's good with you, Isaac? My thing is Chico. Yeah, Chico. No locked doors. No locked doors. Yeah. That Chico, they got Chico high, boy. They gave Chico some meat and everything. Did they bring him back? Did they bring him back for next Friday? It was Friday after next, then next Friday. He was in 2 series, right? Chico. A Bulltarian. You know, let me see who put that down there. Bulltarian. Let me see. Bulltarian. Okay, it's a Bulltarian. Okay. Yeah. The dog lovers out there. Oh, okay. Boatera, okay. Appreciate you, George, man. It's Walter the dog. And look at the goat trick. He got the goat over there. You got to change that jersey now, man. He's down there in Tampa Bay land now. You got to change that jersey, man. I'm gonna start rating these avatars that you guys put out there. Yeah, yeah. Cheeto would help out, but we need a linebacker like hell in the draft. Yeah, yeah. There's a linebacker that's coming out of Penn. He's pretty good, and hopefully, he'll fall into our graces. But my thing is, Cowboy Nation. What was I talking about? Yo, rate my avatar. Let me see what you got. Oh man, you won. Oh my dog, you won. Guitar 125. You won, man. Hey, he won today. He won the Avatar Award, man. I might have to cash app you something, man. Post me your cash app link. Oh man, I can't wait to Mandalorian. It comes out on the 30th. 4 more days, right? 4 more days, maybe 3 more days. They can preview it a little earlier. The Mandalorian, the young Yoda, baby. That's a good movie, by the way. It's a good series. So if you down and out about your Cowboys, just buy Disney Plus or figure out a way to bootleg it with the Fire Stick. I'm not telling you to go do the Fire Stick thing, but do the Fire Stick thing. Make sure you got a Vanish IP address, though. You don't want that IP address, and all of a sudden you hear somebody at the doors, kicking down your doors, putting you in bars. And I ain't gonna come bail you out. I'm gonna let you sit in there. I might put some money on your books or something, but I ain't gonna bail you out. It's all of you grown man. All Star Wars movies suck. How dare you? Y'all see Crazy Corvette? Y'all type in the inbox, how dare you say that? Oh my goodness. We need to draft a majority of defense on the O line. Okay, yeah. I know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Trevor Lawrence. You're talking about tanking for Trevor Lawrence. What if Trevor Lawrence is not that guy, right? I mean, what if he's not that guy? What if it's Justin Fields, right? That's his name, Justin Fields, Ohio. I'm being sarcastic right here because I really haven't watched a lot of film on those guys. I really don't do college film like that. So if I'm be 100 with you, I haven't watched any of their games. But I'm just saying, what if, a big what if. And you know how the Cowboys do. The last time and the chance and the opportunity that the Cowboys were trying to draft a quarterback in the first round, they tried to trade up to get back into the first round after they drafted Ezekiel Elliott. I forgot this guy's name, but I know you guys know his name. What's his name? He's a tall guy. I think he played for Tennessee or something like that, coming out of college. And he's not even in the league anymore. What's his name? God dog, his name at the tip of my tongue. I think he got drafted to the Denver Broncos or something. Paxton Lynch. Is it Lynch? Or Lynch? Lynch. Paxton Lynch. There you go, Chris. Westery. Oh, man, you made your... Why you do that to me, Chris? Why you do that to me? Unless that's you, she kissing on the picture. Why you do that to me, Chris? They've been making fun of us. But Paxton Lynch... So do you really trust the Joneses evaluation? And one thing they can do, boy, they can sell it. They will be able to sell Paxton Lynch on all of us, and we'll be making a bevy of excuses. We'd have been saying, okay, it's because of this, it's because of that, if we were to draft him. Think about it. Just think about it. If we were to draft him, we'd have been like, yeah. Yeah, Elvis Gerback, he's gone. Yeah, unless he want to be a coach or something. Draft Jay Fields, tag Dak Prescott, tag and trade Dak Prescott. Use the extra picks to cap from that cape on that defense and offensive line. Twitch, Zinkic. That's a rough one right there. That's a rough one. There's two phases of business. That's the love affair. There's the emotion sides of it. Then there's the reality side of it. Now, the reality side of it is that right now, if we lose all the way out, we just been a horrible team. We have a lot of resources because we would be picking an early draft pick. And then that's when you can wheel and deal, right? That meaning that you can either trade up if you don't have the number one overall draft pick, or you can moonwalk back, get multiple draft picks, or you can just pick where you at. It's kind of like trading stocks for those who out there who making all of those bitcoins out there, big money out there, and all of that money and remunerations out there on the market. There's only three moves in the market, and in two directions. Either you can go long, you can go short. Either you can buy or you can sell, or you can just stay put. That's just the reality of it. You can look at it for those who not in the market right now. Collectively speaking, you just sitting still. You're not making no movements in the market, right? But if you really want to flex that thing, you do some market research, you look at the data, and you'll say, okay, I'm gonna buy a couple shares here. Meaning that I'm being an active movement in the market, right? The same situation that can be applied to the draft. Either you're going to sit still at pick 17. Remember, this year or last year, basically, when we picked CD Lamb, either we sat still and let the pick come to us, or we could have slid back a little bit, got multiple picks in the second or the third, and still got somebody that could have made some type of impact. Or we could have just, did exactly what we did. We just sat still. We didn't move up. We didn't move back. We just sat still. So, bro. Let me see what we got over here. So that's the same situation you can do with Dak Prescott. Either you can sit still with Dak, because at the end of this life cycle of this franchise tag, he's on the market. He's not signed to nobody. He's a free agent. So either you can let him walk, or you can just put that franchise tag on him for $37 million, because it's going to be the second time. It could go up to 40 depending on the monies for Pat Mahomes and the monies for what's the guy, Deshaun Watson. It could be 40, man. I don't know. You can probably, do your quick math. It could be 37, 38 mil. And you can sit back and say, okay, bam, here's the tag on him. And I could put I could put 2 first-round draft picks, or a first and a second. Or you can just go ahead and sign him to his 4-year contract. And then you can say, okay, Dak, we believe in you. So we got the second overall draft pick. We're going to draft the best tackle in the draft. But my thing is, if you draft the best tackle in the draft, he may not be ready day one. He may have to play and grow himself into that situation. Or you can be with the third or fourth pick, whatever we may have, and slide back, get multiple draft picks. You see where we at now, Cowboy Nation? What's up, Uncle Charles? Let me see if I can find you. Oh, thank you for the donation to help grow the thing, man. Was it Joe? We have, they need to trade. D-Law probably get a top 3. You can't trade. D-Law's contract is untradeable. They just D-Law, by the way. That makes his contract, Marcia's, untradeable. I saw you, Uncle Charles, man. I'm trying to read your comment, man. It went away on my platform here. Just comment something else. I can post your deal up here. Fred Woods, what's good with you, man? It's all good, Fred Wood. Who is the wise guy that always have Jalen Smith as the spy on a fast shifted quarterback? Why not bring Reggie Robinson in? At least he has the speed and can turn his hips on a dime. I'm just saying. Fred Woods, we don't know what Reggie Robinson looked like. We don't know. We definitely don't know what he looks like on an NFL level. And if whether or not he digests all of the concept that's going on. Now, that is a good proposal there. But I believe that you got a guy named Jerry Wayne Jones who protect his assets at all times. We talk about investments, right? Number one rule, the cardinal rule is you protect your investments as well. You protect your merchandise. And he's a merchandise for him. They're in business together, I believe, with the cryo clinic and what have you. You can say they're not, but I believe they are. And I think there's a conflict of interest, by the way. But he can get away with it. It's Jerry Wayne Jones. And that's just how it goes. Juan says trade Cooper and keep the young guys. Once again, Cooper's contract is untradeable. That's just how it goes with that. Rule, what's good, man? Really appreciate you for holding it down. Trade D-Law right now, and it's a $35 million cap hit. Ooh, ooh, wee. 35 mil. You just dropping it. You just taking 35 million and just slanging it, and you just going to the club and you taking that 35 million and just saying, "Huh, here you go, here you go." You just dropping it, dead money. You can't do nothing with it, nothing with it. And so far, what we got out of him, what, 2 sacks this year? The sack last night or the other day, I meant to say, was it give me really? He was like either was a guy named Alden Smith was going to get it or he was going to get it. It was just like a coverage sack basically. I couldn't even do a film session on it. Thank you for tuning in to the Law Nation film session. As we take a deeper look at D-Law coverage sack. I'm not finna glorify that, but I feel what you guys are saying though. It'll be nice. But they just extended him too. That's the craziest thing of it all. Zeke contract is untouchable. And go to my Instagram page. I can't post it everywhere because it's through ESPN, but they was giving some stats out there over my Twitter page, and they were saying that Ezekiel Elliott is worse at this, worse at that, worse than this, and worse at that. And my thing is, I put a survey out there. Is it A? Is it A? I believe offensive line. B, coaching. Is it C? Is he Trent Richardson 2.0? Is he D? I believe I put he got paid, or is it E? All of the above. And my thing is, I really believe out of all of those questionings, there is more in line with coaching. More in line with coaching. A lot of times, let me put this up here, man. Really appreciate you, Macias. Hope I'm saying your name right. Says probably end up with top 3 pick this year. The way our schedule, we playing teams in front of us in the draft order. Do you think we get a QB at that spot? I'm gonna answer you. I'm gonna come back to you on that, but I will say this too. Somebody else. Let me see what we have here. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Somebody else made the donation to help grow this thing. I really appreciate you. Let me see. Appreciate you. Then put it up here. Sign Earl and trade for Justin Simmons. That would be nice, right? But let me go back to this other question here too. My thing is, that's a good question. It's a dog good question. But do you pick up a quarterback in the third overall? I don't think you do that. I don't think that they would do that. I don't think that we're going to end up with the third overall. I don't think that that's going to be the situation there. But a good question there. Sign Earl Thomas and trade for Justin Simmons. That would be great, XO, but they're not going to sign Earl Thomas. They already, if they do, it'd be crazy, right? Be some reverse luck for us, right? And Justin Simmons, they already trickery with the money. It's going to cause anywhere from 13 to 14 million. So I don't think that they're going to even do that. I think that the Stephen Jones administration is very stingy with his coins. How long is it going to take to develop a new quarterback? 2.5 years, 3 years at max. When you see really the young quarterback show you something. Pat Mahomes had the luxury of sitting out for half of a year or a little over half a year, watching a guy named Alex Smith, who was a great preparer of the game, and he had one of the greatest offensive minds in the NFL. He did. As much as we said, he did. He had one of the greatest offensive minds in the NFL. That coach over there gave us fits when he was coaching for the Eagles. Yeah. So, and especially what he did with Donovan McNabb had his better years under that coach. And I don't even want to say his name, So you guys can Google the coach name. He's one of the greatest offensive minds in the NFL. Yeah. So I don't think that if you get a young quarterback, There's a bevy of things that goes along in Dallas. For one, he's not going to be able to focus and concentrate just on football. And not saying that putting Dak in that arena by himself, because you know Dak is built different. The guy's just different, right? But let's just remove Dak out of the conversation. And for the Dak apologists, I'm not saying move him out of the conversation, right? I don't want people to think that. Yes, indeed, Cowboys abroad. Really appreciate you. But let's just move Dak out of the conversation right now. And let's say we do bring in either Trevor Lawrence, the Justin Fields situation, or what's the other guy? I forgot his other guy name. Start with the last name is P or something like that. Andy Reid, yeah, it's not Chip Kelly, Eric Mack. Eric Mack, let me put it let me put him up here. Eric Mack got jokes, man. He said Chip Kelly. Oh my goodness, man, you funny, man. But it's Andy Reid, James. Get you an avatar, man, so I can rate your avatar, James. But here's the situation. When you think about a new quarterback going into the Dallas land, the first person that they're going to compare him to is Rain Dakota Prescott. That's just how it goes in Dallas land. The second thing they're going to do is say, can he win you 13 games, regardless of the situation? The third thing they're going to do is compare him to Tony Romo. The fourth thing will be, okay, remember Quincy Carter. Can he do things beyond Quincy Carter? And the fifth thing will be bringing up Troy Aikman. And then the sixth thing will be Danny White. And the seventh thing, of course, you already know, is going to be Roger Staubach. And then the pressure, the hype, the news, the conferences and stuff like that. Pretty much Pat Mahomes, when he went to Kansas City Chiefs land, not a word was being told about him, right? Now, of course, he made some splash plays and things like that, and people say, "Oh, wow, look at the kid! He's spectacular. He's just doing all type of crazy things." Now, what happened here is that you have to accomplish all of those things just to play football in the Cowboys land, and then whatever team that Dak Prescott will be on, quote unquote, then they be saying, look, you should have kept Dak. You should have kept Dak. And that quarterback, the moment he throws an interception, it'll feel like 5. The moment he fumbled the ball, it'll feel like 10 fumbles. So that's the problem is with Dallas. We don't have the patience to wait for 3 years before that guy can become one of those guys. And then, of course, they're going to compare him to everybody else when he started doing bad, right? We got a whole bunch of those quarterbacks. Marcia says, Law, come on, what team we beating the left on the schedule? We might end up with the second pick. No jokes. We might not win another game. Yeah, you right on it, but I just feel like even though we lost badly, 25-3, wouldn't even have the 3 if it wasn't for Tony Pollard. I'm saying Parker, Tony Pollard. If it wasn't for Tony Pollard, we wouldn't have the 3 points there. We playing against the doggone Eagles this week, and maybe they put up 50-3 on us, 50-0. I don't know. But I think that we will probably win a few more games, though. Optimistically speaking, by the way. Wiggle Bell, baby, what's good with you? Look at showing the strong arms over here. And we'll see. Trade deadline is November the 3rd, so we'll see. Trimble. Let's be real, Law. Nothing changed until Jerry sells. Come on. We know that, right? We know that. Stay-at-home ladies, ride a cowboy. Why is it that the law of football physic players leave Dallas and all of a sudden they play better? And it's because of that long excerpt soliloquy that I was speaking about earlier. Minimum spotlights. Look, for example, the Washington team got a guy named Kendall Fuller on their team. He got 4 interceptions. What would we be saying about a guy right now if he had 4 interceptions? Anybody. If they had 4 interceptions, matter of fact, if they had 2 interceptions right now on our team, we'll erect a statue in his name and we will put that said player right beside Sky Mirror. They tanking, fam, on purpose. It's Marlon, man. Marlon, I don't know. I don't know. I'm starting all my Eagles on fantasy. I tell you that. Rue Glock. Yeah. Crazy Corvette. What he got over here? Crazy Corvette. Let me go back to you, Todd. He says 40-6 Eagles. Y'all putting y'all score prediction. Normally we wait till like Friday. Why not? We're not playing Madden. We can't trade it for everyone. Yeah, you're right. Let me see. Because there are better players on other teams than Cowboys. Players go to. Yeah. So my thing is, Cowboy Nation, the Joneses are trying to shop these players. Now I did hear that Gilmore, the Patriots are talking about moving from him and these sorts of things. I can only imagine a Gilmore and Diggs on one side, And I know people look at Diggs and they give him such a hard time. And they're thinking that, see, and that's another caveat there. People are rating Diggs as if though he's a 3-year starter. People are looking at Diggs as if though he's Deion Sanders, if he can walk on water. He's a rookie, by the way. He made a rookie mistake there at quarters, and he stepped inside. One thing as a DB, you don't stop your feet. You don't stop your feet. And on top of that, the poorest part of this particular team is your, safeties. And you really can't get physical like that, Diggs. I just want to yell at Diggs so bad and say, look, dog, you live to play another down. You can't be over aggressive. You got poorest of the poorest doggone safeties that's behind you. You can do it in Alabama land because those boys over there in Alabama land, they play with disciplined football. Linemen and assignments. Just flat out disciplined football. Safeties, nobody get deeper than the deepest guy. I've seen another play, and I love Donovan Wilson. On one play that I broke down earlier today, he's reading the linebacker. He's flowing with the linebacker. You flow with your linebacker. You get off your read, and you come down, that's your key, and you come down and hit the gap. But he's at the top, and he's reading Jalen. If Jalen F up, then guess what? He's messing up, right? I'm trying not to cuss, but you know how football bring that out of you, right? So, and then you look at the situation on another play. He's too deep inside. Xavier Woods trying to do his best impression of Buda Baker. You can't I'm about to cuss again, but you can't halfway pursue when you blitzing. It's like it's all in. Chase and get to the quarterback. Going through things, ripping through bodies and things like that. Xavier Wood want to be that dog, but he ain't that dog, right? He get folded up like a pretzel every time he gets down anywhere close to that LOS. And I thought that he'll play better down inside. Oh, it's just the exact opposite. You got to have some big cojones to be that safe, to not be afraid to put your nose down deep inside, right? But Woods was like, no, you stay back on this side. When I think that Wilson was doing this natural thing. He was reading. He was saying that the weak side is here. The strong side is there. I need to get my butt cheating on the opposite side of the hash mark. That's what coach would say. Get on that side of the hash. But no, he was sitting there like, Woods like, no, get back. Oh, I digress. But that had nothing to do with scheme. That had nothing to do with scheme. That had to do with stupidity of the way these guys communicate with each other. 2 tears in a bucket, right? Shout out to you, Trimble. Jerry always undermines his staff. Watch him. Yeah. And that's what you get a lot. That's what you get a lot. You get people who like to see a certain image about a player. I'll never forget, and I think it's still out there in the echoes of the airways, the All or Nothing. Y'all remember those clippings? I think it came out in 2017, I meant to say. All or Nothing. And there was a certain play where Dez Bryant, they was talking about, we got to get you in the end zone. We got to get you to pay back this guy. I think it was him versus the Giants or what have you. And the Cowboys did a wonderful drive. They got all the way down to the one, and they was trying to throw the ball to him. Dak Prescott looked horrible trying to throw that ball to him, but they were forcing it. Why were they forcing it, Law? It could have been against the Giants or the Washington team at the time. But they kept forcing it, forcing it, forcing it. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they had to kick the field goal. And I'm sitting there like, I be damn. So y'all playing for stats? Y'all ain't playing for the win. And if you think I'm lying, watch, go. You probably have to buy the series All or Nothing. And I think it was like episode 5 or episode 4. What's up, Benny Blaze? What's up? What's up, Benny Blaze? What's good? He got a cold, dope avatar as well. Dope. Big Dog Law, what's up? Hey, Tank for Trevor 2021. Let's effing go. Benny Blaze. Gallup, I agree with. He's a trade that's going to happen after this season. Who are tradable? The people that's tradable would be, as far as their contract. Not saying that Law wants to trade them, right? The number one person that you can trade for the most value right now is probably, and trust me, don't crucify me when I say this, is Rain Dakota Prescott. He's the highest valuable thing that you can trade right now on this team. Why? Because you can tag and trade. All right, so he's the highest one. I think the second highest commodity that you can trade is Zach Martin. And I want to know if anybody disagree with me, right? Yeah, we need nothing but defense. The second highest is Zach Martin, right? I'm waiting for anybody to disagree. Dak, number 1. Zach Martin, number 2. Number 3, the highest commodity that you can trade would be Michael Gallup. And I'm not saying trade these guys because I know how thin-skinned people are with that. Would be Michael Gallup. And then the 4th would be Tony Pollard, as far as a tradable contract. The 5th would be Alden Smith, right? Those are the only 5 pieces that we can trade to get something back in return. I mean, nobody really gonna bite to Griffin and Poe and who Worley of the world. They like, look, man, we doing bad by ourselves. What's that Medea movie? We doing bad by ourselves. I can do bad by myself. Is that a Medea movie? They looking at Worley like we can do bad by ourselves, man. And Paul, I'm not saying trade him though. Shout out to my dog Paul over here. I'm not saying trade him though. I'm not trying to trade Gallup. I'm just putting it out there. And Zeke is untradeable right now. His contract just demands that he's untradeable. Ezekiel is untradeable. D-Law is untradeable due to his contract. Tyron Smith is untradeable. I wish we can get some fabricated value out of Connor Williams, but right now he's untradeable. Nobody want Connor Williams, Our field goal kicker, the leg isn't for a sure thing. Got to add positional due to the updates next season. Yeah. The Raiders don't miss Worley's of the worlds, right? My dog, here you go, Uncle Charles. The U. What's up, Uncle Charles? What's good with you, fam? Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Uncle Charles. Gallops in a second for Peters. No. Hey, send us Fogum. Send us over him, man. Send him over here, Let me see what we have here. You got a point. He is DC for life, yeah. Yeah. So Zach Martin got to be the highest outside of Dak Prescott, right? Appreciate you, man. Field goal boy. Yeah. Who we got here? Yeah. All right, you guys got me back. A little snafu right here. Tradable people, Dak, Gallup, and Sean Lee. Sean Lee is untradeable, Gonzalez. Let me know if you guys can still hear me. Let me know if you guys can still hear me. Spiffy, what's good with you? Shout out to Spiffy. AC, just from Charles. There was somebody who made a donation to help grow the nation. My computer kind of flipped out on me. All right, Cowboy Nation. We really went from complaining about our defense last year to getting no turnovers when we should have been grateful for even that. This is from Twitch. Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, Cowboy Nation. I didn't talk to you guys long enough. I really appreciate each and every last one of you all for tuning in. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this content, let that friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and Beyond. For those who supported the channel, I really appreciate you all. There is a like button. Make sure you become friends with that like button. Share this thing. Sharing is caring, especially on my Facebook groove. Don't forget to share. And if you're on my YouTube page, subscribe. Man, it just brings in so much happiness to the world when you subscribe. Really appreciate everybody. I'm gonna give me some much needed rest, and I'll see you guys in the morning time or in the afternoon or in the evening. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go. And Twitch, you're right. You 1,000,000% right. Oh, Sheila. And Gonzalez, keep up. Yeah, thank you. Keep up the great work. I cannot leave until I see fire. What, I got Philadelphia up in here. I can't wait to play you guys this weekend, but I see fire. Don't be mad because you won't see the playoffs. Oh, Philadelphia. One thing I will say about you, you said that at the beginning of the year when we first drafted, you came up with that joke, and now you're coming back down with the joke. But I feel you though. Fire time. Hey, Corvette says, and you guys can close your eyes and imagine the music being played. But I will say this: if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if all of your desires of it makes you quite mad enough that you don't get tired of it, and it makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap for it, if life itself seems empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and dream is about it, if you'll gladly go out and sweat for it and fret for it and plan for it and lose all terror of God or man for it, if you will simply, oh, just simply go after the thing you want with all of your capacity, strength, and sagacity, with faith, hope, and confidence, and stern pertinacity. If neither cold, poverty, or famish, or fame, or sickness of body or brain can turn you away from the thing you want, if dogged and grim and besieged and beset it with the help of Almighty Cowboy Nation, we can get it. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. And then I'll be getting crunk and I'll put my war mask on. And we're going to still beat down those Philadelphia Eagles because I can't stand you one way or another. Let's go, baby. Let's go. If that happened, don't y'all Eagles, don't y'all know, just like y'all be happy when y'all win that little one game out of a year, if y'all end up letting us win, baby, y'all won't hear the end of Law Nation. I'm going to be saying Danucci. I'm going to be like Chris Brown. And every time he was singing, and he really loved that girl, Carucci, he was in every song. Carucci. I'm going to be saying Danucci, whatever his name is. Y'all better not let them Cowboys win, boy. Carson Wentz, if they say he's elite, he better put up 400 yards, right? He better, right around crazy, right around crazy Corvette. Let's go. I'm out. Peace. Yeah.